Here we have a new 2027 Hyundai Palisade. Now this one comes in the SEL premium trim level with the captain's chairs. Creamy white is the paint, and then we have gray H-Tex interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Full all-wheel drive system here. As we come around to the front end, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And the lights aren't dancing like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But since this new body style Palisade's come out the past year or two, I've really, every time I see one, I'm like, you know what, that's a sharp looking vehicle. When they came out, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Now down here, these are gonna be 18-inch alloy wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front doors. Memory seat function here. There's a door handle. We get one-touch up and down windows on the front, just regular power windows on the back. Electronic child lock and rear window locks there. And then we have our power folding mirrors. They are heated and they do have blind spot monitors. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my concentration with that siren going on in the back. Power liftgate, auto stop toggle, the tow mode, traction control, electronic parking brake, hood release there. And then we have a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. But here's our power driver's seat, and we do get 4-way power lumbar support on the driver's side. And I just really like this interior, very nice looking. I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Palisade today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, and great space back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. You get a USB-C port on either seat there, and then we have our storage tray right in there. Now the rear AC controls are here. You get heated, cool seats in the second row as well, and then you can toggle the fan speed, cut the system off, temperature. But I love the vents right here. Now I have pretty good headroom, being 6'3", several inches, but where this is, especially on a hot day like today, I love that it's just right there in your face. It's very nice to have. There's a look at the third row, and you can see great space behind the second row seat, even with me having tons of room. Bottle holders are there. You get a USB-C, and then same thing on the passenger side. So this seat is all the way back, which is crazy. I mean, the space in here is phenomenal. LED reading lights throughout, and you have a grab handle. That's probably strong enough to hold a uniform, in all honesty. Fuel caps there. We'll take regular just fine. With this all-wheel drive 3.5 V6, you're getting 20 miles per gallon city, 24 highway, which I think is pretty impressive. Full LED tail lamps, and again, they don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. If you need a trailer hitch, you can hook it up right there. And you have a hands-free tailgate. But I'm just gonna use the button to show you how it opens. Then we have the top tethers on the back of all 5 of the rear seats. And if you wanna fold these back, you just kind of pull, then push. And you can see the difference in when the third row's down compared to when it's up. And pretty easy to just pop it back into place, pulling up here. And then you have a nice little Velcro down below to keep the strap from flying all over the place. You can also release the second row pretty easily. Buttons on this side, 12 volt there. Then you have a little storage underneath here, usually where the jack and whatnot stays. Now to the rear passenger side, to get this back, just kind of pull up on it unless it's locked into place. If you lock it into place, you can't pull on it without lifting here, and then that releases it. And then your lower anchors for the car seats are right there. Hit this button, and that'll tumble the seat forward if you want easier access to and from the third row. And then you can also hit the button right down there as well. Now I misspoke, it's 18 city, 24 highway for the fuel economy, but it's 20 combined. I'm showing you the window sticker here and Part of it, I don't know if a dog chewed it or what, but I don't know why that part is missing. But $50,275 I think is a really good price for what this includes. Power front passenger seat, two-way power lumbar support. And then your glove compartments here. And then you have a little tray right in there. And this air feels so good. Cut this down a little bit. It's actually kind of strong. Now, as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. But there's that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. And then before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now I love this newer display here. It's all one glass piece. Navigation system's right in there. And then we do have AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth. We also have wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, Spotify, even SoundCloud is included on here, which is pretty cool. And then when you have the XM weather, you can use that app here. The sports, all of that. And then garage door transmitter. And there's just a lot to do. Now your vehicle settings are right here if you want to change your driver assistance settings for whatever reason. If you want to change your drive mode, the tow mode. Your climate controls here, the seats. And then oil change reminder, things of that nature. Just, there's so much, again, that you can configure. It kind of becomes a bit much. But I like that it's all there if you need it, and if you don't need it, you know, you don't have to fool with it. Language right here, you can change that. Units of measurement right in here, you can change that individually. Now for the cameras, backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You also have that bird's eye view. You get a 3D view too. And you can see we have those curbside views right in there. And there's just several different ways to form the camera. Now your automatic brake hold is here, and then this button toggles you between drive modes and terrain modes. Since this has all-wheel drive, your drive modes include your Eco, Normal, Sport, and then the My Drive that you can configure, but then you have actual all-wheel drive mode. So hit that terrain, and you can toggle between snow, mud, or sand, depending on what terrain you're actually in. And then over here, your downhill brake control, parking sensors, and that way you can toggle the camera on the fly, and that'll pull up the front camera without having to do anything else. And then you can just hit it again, turns it off. But volume knob, mute, home button, map button, search media, hazards, and then everything else pretty self-explanatory. You have a custom button you can set up here. On the actual radio, you have one on the steering wheel as well, and a mode button on the steering wheel where you can toggle what audio sources you want to be able to go through between, I should say, when you hit this mode button, it'll just toggle between whatever you have checked right there. Now, dual zone automatic climate controls are down below. You can turn your auto mode on there, then adjust your fan speed to turn that off. You can sync, unsync the temperature there, or toggle the temp right in there. And then 3-stage heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel. You can toggle your fan direction here, and then you can even go to the rear climate controls very easily with a touch of a button right there. Now down here below, pretty decent size center console space, 12 volt here, and then you have the owner's manuals and whatnot here, but a nice space again. Over here you get 2 USB-C ports over here for charging, and then this third one actually links to the radio. On top of that, you have a wireless charging pad, 2 bottle holders, And then you do have a center console, a traditional center console cubby space right in there. Garage door transmitters here. You have your lights, sunroof control. You could tilt or slide it. And then you also, I'm gonna show you this, sorry. It's just one touch right there, and you can one touch shut it back. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. And then you have your vanity mirror right there. Back up front, left side stock, blinkers. You can see we have the blind spot cameras there. And then when the low beams are on, you can toggle the high beams that way. And then when the auto low beams are on, you can toggle the auto high beams like that. Wipers on this side, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here, and then your rear wipers here. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front. And then you do have paddle shifters, so when in drive, you can change what gear you're in right there, up or down. And while I'm talking about the gears, the shifter is down here. So hit the brake, drive, neutral, reverse, park right there. And then for the smart cruise, you can turn that on or off, set your speed, pause, resume. The gap adjust for the adaptive cruises here, the lane keeping system's there. And then you can go through your sub menus in the gauge cluster right here. And then when applicable, you can hold this down, or you can scroll when you are allowed to in a specific sub menu. So tire pressure monitors, the power distribution, and all of that. And again, that mode button is here for the audio sources. The custom buttons here for the steering wheel custom button. You have the Bluetooth control there, voice recognition, volume, mute, track list, or radio station presets there. Your push button start is right here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And then you have the power lift gate button as well. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2027 Hyundai Palisade SEL Premium out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Palisade SEL Premium here, this SEL Premium truly feels premium. When I get behind the wheel of this, I see the gray interior, just everything looks clean. This newer display here, it feels so nice. I love that we have the heated cooled seats in the first row and the second row. There's just so much that you get for $50,275 here. And now the overall space in here is really good. I like that the second row has as much space as it does. I like that there's a lot of room here up front and everything's kind of out of my way. Even though this center console here is kind of right next to me, it still feels like there's a ton of room because it doesn't go all the way to the AC controls. You have a little bit of space down in here. It just, they did such a fantastic job when they did this interior. They really did. Now, I will say the display for me, it's not as big as I was expecting. It feels smaller because it's just kind of one big screen here instead of being separated like it used to be. But I like it because it doesn't seem overwhelming and it just kind of helps the dash look cleaner, especially in front of the passenger side. It makes everything feel minimal but luxurious at the same time, if that makes sense. Whereas a lot of manufacturers are going to putting a screen in front of the passenger side, having a screen here, screen everywhere. Hyundai said, you know what, we're gonna have one screen here, we're gonna have soft touch buttons down below, and that's it. And it really does make this feel more like a luxury vehicle instead of like a computer. Now, I've been driving around in eco mode, and honestly, the eco mode feels like a normal mode. It still gets up and goes. It still feels like it has a lot of power. It's just not out here redlining. Now, I am gonna put it into the sport mode, and I'm gonna give it a pull getting on the interstate here if I can get enough space which it looks like it's my lucky day. Here we go. So very good power for a naturally aspirated 3.5 V6. This actually feels to me a bit stronger than the outgoing 3.8, and I like that about this engine. It seems very capable, but not as big, if that makes sense. Now I want to give another huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Palisade today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, unfortunately, the traffic kind of got backed up, but I mean, very quiet in the cabin. I'm doing 56 here, excuse me. And road noise is not really that noticeable, and the sound acoustics in here are great. And this stretch of asphalt here is very just kind of crumbly, so the road noise is actually very, very well maintained. It just doesn't do it justice on that stretch of road there. Now, in terms of what you get for the money, I think you get just a downright good SUV here on paper. You have a V6, all-wheel drive. You're getting 18 miles per gallon city, 24 highway, heated cooled seats in 2 rows, captain's chairs, smart cruise. There's so much here for $50,275, not even including the sunroof, the heated steering wheel. Again, there's just, the amenities keep going. But on top of that, you just have something that looks really nice, looks very Range Rover-esque, if you will. And a lot of people, specifically the Telluride, a lot of people go towards these vehicles because of those thinner tail lights that look like the newer Range Rovers. They drive like them, they feel like them. They're not the same, but for more than half the price, I mean, I really would rather have this than a Range Rover, honestly. It has everything and then some. It's just not as off-road oriented, off-road capable, but most people that are in this segment, when it comes to Range Rovers and you want to compare the Telluride, the Palisade, you don't ever use those features anyway. You certainly don't use them to their capacity. So I think just an all-out bargain here, even with it being over 50 grand. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2027 Hyundai Palisade SEL Premium.